Ooh, I see you got a little pop-up that says meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Yes, we are live. And we are here for another Monday with the Bright Girls in Business podcast. And of
Woo!
course, I have another guest. And today's guest is Miss Janae Willis-Beard.
Hello, hello, everybody. What's up, ma'am?
Hello, and thank you for coming. So, Miss Janae is a speaker. She's an entrepreneur. She's a business coach. She is based here in Dallas, and she is a purpose-driven entrepreneur, educator, and community advocate determined to use her heart, savvy, and 15 years of management experience to uplift and equip marginalized communities. I love that. So,
Ooh, that's a lot.
she's a mother, she's a wife, she's an entrepreneur, she's busy. And so we're going to talk today about attaining your entrepreneurial dreams.
Yes.
And what I want to put out there right now is that it is raining cats and dogs outside here in the Dallas area, both on my end and on her end. So if there's any technical difficulties, we love y'all, and it's not our fault. I promise you.
It's not. It's not. Right now at my office, Chanelle, it sounds like a herd of elephants is trying to come through the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the thunder was so hard, like I could feel the building like kind of do a little bit of a tremor, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right,
No.
yeah."
Okay. Well, let's jump right on in so we can get in and get out and let
Get in, get out. Yes.
Okay. So tell me, how you got into this entrepreneurial space. What made you want to own your own business and learn and thrive and now even coach others?
Because I was 10 years old and I wanted to buy Disney World.
Okay, tell us about that. You were 10 years old and you wanted to purchase Disney World.
Well, not Disney World, just Cinderella's castle. Okay, because on the TV, y'all think about it. I was born so in 93 when Disney World started really doing all these advertisements and everything for Disney World, the castle was always that main pinnacle piece that they showed. And I remember looking at my mom and dad and being like, y'all know how much money we can make if we charge people to live in Cinderella's castle? And it started from there. I was like, and my mom just real gentle was like, Mickey Mouse owns Cinderella Castle. I was like, but we can buy it from him, right? In my little mind, we could just buy the castle. But that is when it started. I was 10 years old. Originally, I wanted to buy Cinderella's castle. I kind of downgraded a little bit. And I was getting ready to go into big girl grade. I was going to 5th grade. And I wanted the Blossom jacket.
Come on, Blossom jacket.
You remember the Blossom jacket?
Yes, I remember Blossom jackets.
Okay, so I wanted this jacket. And my mama was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not buying that. You need to go get your whole life together and sit down somewhere. I'm in the middle of Gafers having a whole meltdown about this jacket. And she said, if you can pay for it, you can have it.
Okay.
So I took out my first small business loan at the age of 10 from my mama for $50 because back then $50 got you a lot at the Sam's Club. And when your mama is tax exempt from her daycare, you can go get all the candy and all the treats. And my older sister taught me how to make the styrofoam Kool-Aid in the cup and then you put it in the freezer.
Yes, ma'am.
And we started a candy store on our front porch.
Wow.
I had enough money to pay my mama back and buy me a Blossom jacket.
On kidpreneur?
On kidpreneur. On my kidpreneur spirit.
I love that.
But as I got older and, we came from, in my family, it was all about you get that stability. You go to college, you get that job, you get with that company, you invest and you stay with this company for a long time and then you retire and you live off your retirement. And apparently I have an issue with authority because I don't work well for other people.
I ain't gonna say that's me, but
I
get it.
I just can't. That's the way you doing it is real stupid. Like, just do what I'm telling you and it's gonna be so much better.
Real stupid.
Real stupid. Yeah. So growing up, I tell people, me and my sisters knew how to play three things. We knew how to play going to church.
Okay.
Getting married.
Okay.
And daycare.
Okay.
Our daddy was a minister. Our mother was, Southern Baptist, small church. Dad performs the wedding. My mom planned them all. So she was essentially the in-house wedding planner. And then my mom was the director of the largest, most successful Black daycare in Mobile, Alabama. She ran it. Like, that was her thing. So those were the only things we saw. So those are the only things we knew how to play. Fast forward, I go into hospitality. Originally, I thought I was going to be a chef. I just realized I don't like to cook the food. I just like to eat the food. So chef did not go that way. However, I stayed in hospitality to study sales and marketing and restaurant management because, again, I want to be around good food because I like to eat.
Okay.
Took all of that and then went into social sales within hospitality, and wedding planning kind of came back and kicked me in my face. So when I moved here to the DFW area 12 years ago, the first company that I fully launched and started was 3J Wedding Design and Event Planners. And we did that in,
How long ago was this?
12 years.
Okay.
So I will tell you, and it failed because I had no clue what I was doing.
I mean,
I was like, because here's the thing, when you come out of having an entire food and beverage staff supporting you,
yeah,
and you have all the linen you want on deck and all the designs and you have the space, it's a mind shift when you say, okay, I'm going to go out and do this on my own. You realize, oh, wait, there's not a closet with 13 different shades of purple in it of linen for me to go and pull from. So as much as I wanted that company to be successful, it just never really took off the way that we wanted it to. So I won't say that it failed. We just shelved it and I learned. So I did that, and then I realized, okay, it's not as much weddings that I enjoy planning as I do corporate events. Because see, corporate people come to you check in hand with a budget.
Oh yeah.
Here's your money. Here's what you can spend. Make it happen. I was like, oh, I like doing corporate stuff a whole lot better. So I started working with corporate and doing corporate events, product launches, and those tend to work a lot better. But again, I was failing and learning, knocking the dust off and being like, okay, let me try it this way. All right, so I don't like doing it this way. Let me try it this way. Oh, I don't want to be bothered with that. Let me do it. Let me do it this way. Yeah. And we did that from about 2014 to 2017. So for 3 years, I took this one company and kept spit shining it and polishing it until one day, she's 19 now, but my oldest daughter came to me and she was like, do you realize you don't just plan events like you do everything? She said, you're doing their branding. You're doing their marketing. Mama, you just wrote a business plan. Do you realize you were not just executing, like they're asking you to do everything? She was like, I don't think that's in the vein of what 3J is supposed to be.
Okay, 19-year-old.
At that time, it wasn't, if she had said it to me now, I would be like, she was 13 or something at the time. And I was like, shut up talking to me. Like, just.
Well, she had vision, obviously.
She had vision. I was like, don't be right all the time, Angel. Don't be right all the time. And then her brother bagged her up and was like, well, Mom, this is what we're seeing. And I was like, okay. So I sat and my husband and I talked about it, and he was like, all right, you've gotten your associate project management certification. You're doing all of these things. He said, why not just start another business and take all that you're doing with business development, marketing, social media, branding, all of the corporate stuff that you like and put it in another vein and create another business. And that is how in 2017, Beard Marketing and Management Firm was born. And we started off just Beard Marketing Firm. And then after about 1 or 2 clients who came to me, we did all this work, and then it came time to pay. And they were like, oh, we can't pay you. And I was like, what you mean you can't pay? We started figuring out they had no business plan, none of these other things. And we were like, okay, so you need to understand.
Wait a minute. Roll the tape back. I'm sorry. They came to you for services.
Yes.
And then they couldn't pay you for said services.
Yes. It happened 3 times. Once for the Father, once for the Father, once for the Son, and then again for the Holy Spirit. 3 times. 3.
You are so raggedy. Like, how do you do? How? Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna ask the hows and the who's.
3 times, 3 different, and these were not small projects.
I don't get
one
that.
One project took place over 3 states.
And they didn't have the money to pay you.
They paid their retainer. It came time to make the second payment. She only paid half of the second payment, and then that was it.
Did you send them to collections? I'm serious. Like, people love to play with your money.
And that is when, Chanelle, I realized people really and truly think starting a business is a logo,
a business card, and a website.
Yes. And now I got a business.
You got my pressure going up because I'm having a little PTSD, a little trauma, because people do like to play with your money.
But here's the thing. When did we start? And then that's when I had to truly immerse myself in this new entrepreneurial culture that's being put out there in the world. If I got a social media and a logo, I'm in business.
I'm in business. Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, if it was that easy, why didn't I do that a couple of years ago? I could have threw up an IG.
It's people that are either on one end of the spectrum. Okay. Either they are super planners, they're holding themselves back because they feel like they don't have everything and they need to cross every T and dot every I.
Paralyzed by perfection.
There you go. Analysis, paralysis, all of that. Or you had the people that just out here leaping off a cliff butt naked with no parachute, and they just like, oh, catch me. Oh, yeah. I'm like, wow. Okay.
So that's where the management came from. That's where the business development came from, because it was like, I'm not saying to be an entrepreneur, you need to go and get a Wharton MBA.
Absolutely.
Nobody's saying that. But they're just basic things that you need to understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So I ain't going to throw scripture at you, but here's a quote. Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yes.
What is your plan? What do you plan on doing with this logo?
It's fun.
At the least, just tell me how you're going to use the logo.
That's funny because I coach too. I know you coach business students. And a lot of times I get people, and a part of the coaching is, put together your business plan. I'll look over it. I'll critique it. And some of this stuff, it's like, I know somebody might have told you along the way that you could like scribble out your thoughts on a napkin and it's a business plan. But I'm looking at this like, don't scribble some on some toilet paper and then throw it at me to look at. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, where is your plan? Where is your, how are you going to execute this? How are you, yeah.
So let me say this. Let's demystify a business plan, because people have seen them. And I'm going to tell you, the first time I wrote one, I broke out in hives. But that was because I was trying to get down to the perfect comma, no sentence. I wanted it to be that perfection paralysis.
Yeah.
So it can be very overwhelming when you're looking at it for the first time. But I told somebody, I said, just take a Word document and write out why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You want to open up, this is my favorite example. You want to start an underwater basket weaving company. Why?
Basket weaving. Okay.
At least write on the paper why you think we need baskets that are weaved underwater. They're more sustainable, they're sturdier, whatever it is, write down your why. Then how? How are you going to sustain your underwater basket weaving company? Do you need scuba gear? Because how are you going to breathe while you under that? Plan it out. Plan how where are we going to be, in a lake, the ocean, a river, a pond? Where do we get at least do the basics.
Yeah.
At least write out the basics.
For them though. That's the thing. I don't know if you find this in coaching, but a lot of people want you, and I tell people all the time, this is your business. You can do whatever you like. Use your wildest dream and your wildest imagination. This is your business. You can do whatever you decide you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. So if you want to go,
that vision, they see the outcome, or they see other people thriving in entrepreneurship, or they see other people making money, and that becomes their motivation to get into business. But it's not a true passion for what they're doing, or for the service of what they're doing, or any purpose behind it. And that's really where, when I was reading your bio and you were talking about being purpose driven, I'm like, that's the key that so many entrepreneurs right now they're missing it. They're missing it because when you don't make the money, are you going to give up, get upset, throw in the towel, run away? Yeah. All of that. It's like,
and be on LinkedIn updating your resume mad.
Trust me, because I know that I'm purposed to do this, and I promise you, it's plenty of days that I'll be like, should I go back to work? No, I really can't. Like, I can't. I can't. But I be, want to. Sometimes.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, one time I got so frustrated, Chanelle, I had opened up LinkedIn. I was updating my resume, and I lied to you not, I got physically ill.
That's how you know when you're doing it, and it's like
my head started hurting.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was getting did I just get hit with the flu out of nowhere? Like a wind of flu blew in the room.
a wind of flu. That's how you know. Honestly, that is how you know. Because some people are called to this and some people call themselves. Okay. Don't call yourself to this. This is real work. This is real.
I'm just going to open me up a e-commerce store. I'm going to sell me some outfits that I didn't order from Wish. Not knocking anybody who do that. I'm going to have a section for my lashes.
I'm about to hang up on you. Everybody that's watching this, Janae is going to get hung up on in the middle of the interview because she on here clowning, and now somebody is in my head and I'm not trying to think of this person right now. See, you're not right. And she don't even know the person, but
we really don't. What I know is that I have a beautiful daughter who is very smart, and beautiful nieces who are smart, and they all want to be entrepreneurs. And when I say, okay, so what is your business? I told them, I say, I love y'all all, but if one more y'all call me and say we're going to have a hair store or a lash store,
or waist trainers or bundles, or
if we gonna do if you ain't talking about the fact that you finna be in the factory making the lacquer, you gonna be on the plane dropping down, getting the weave from the people directly. And if you're not talking about being the distributor, don't call me.
You gotta go. And that's one thing I will say. And this is no shade to
anybody. No, it's not.
But the truth of the matter is, until you climb up the food chain in some of these businesses and you actually have some control, you're not able to actually scale it. You're not able to grow it. You're not able to vertically integrate it with other businesses, hire other people sustainably.
It will always be a side hustle.
Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad to say that. But
But
unless you
it's
have a
true.
really solid brand, something that sets you apart from everybody. Like when I said this, I thought of Super Scent and her makeup. What crayon case.
Oh, that
It's a
sounds
really,
pretty.
yeah. Oh, you ain't know. Oh, you
I
got.
ain't never
When we
heard of
get
it.
over here, you got to go check her out. It's
Okay,
like it's
okay.
really cool. But her branding is what sets her apart. It's a bunch of people out here that's doing makeup or want to have cosmetic lines, but it's her and it's her branding that really sets her apart. And she had been like breaking records. She was like selling out and selling like 1 million in like 3 hours worth of makeup when she was having.
What?
Yeah, yeah. But you can go to. I mean, at the end of the day, makeup is makeup. Some of
Yes.
it's great. You know, you have higher end prestige. Don't get me wrong. You have some stuff that's not, but it's her branding and her like her whole the way that she puts everything together that makes her really stand out in the marketplace. And unless you're willing to do that and really, like you just said, put a plan behind it, you just the next makeup person. And why should I buy from you instead of buying from her or instead of buying from Lancome or L'Oreal or whoever else?
You remember Fashion Fair?
Yeah.
What happened to Fashion Fair?
Is Fashion Fair still out?
No, that's a whole nother conversation. We ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole because I see both of us pulling our phones out, googling where is Fashion.
Where is Fashion Fair? Yeah, but I remember the Fashion Fair fashion shows that used to come to the mall.
Yes. And
Okay,
they were the
that's
best
fine.
things ever. Okay, so let me say this. I don't know, disclaimer, this is a Janae disclaimer. I do not know the makeup artist that she just spoke of. So we're gonna just say a makeup artist in general. The purpose. So what is going to distinguish you when you come up with your line of makeup? And I'm using this again, I do not know that particular makeup artist. But let's talk about the purpose behind that. Okay, so you started off as a makeup artist. Let's say you were a makeup artist, you were doing the doggone thing, and you was like, you know what? I'm really not feeling the products I'm using. So you sit down, you create your own line of products. Bam. So now not only are you an artist, but you have your own products that you're using, and you're allowing people to buy the products that you use on them. Okay, that's all great. But how do you go a step further? Underneath all of that, is why did you start? That's what I want us to look at, is that purpose. Because if your purpose and your why is not big enough, your purpose and your why need to be big enough to hold in. So think of it as like a container. That purpose and why container need to be big enough to hold rejection,
Ooh,
hold failure,
and you're gonna fail
hold criticism,
because you're gonna get criticized.
broken relationships,
Yeah.
lost friendships, lost money, lost sleep, literal blood. Because you're going to bleed at some point. You're going to be trying to do something. Even if you were crafted, you're going to be up late, sleep deprived, and you're going to be cut half your finger off with some scissors. So blood, sweat. You're going to, that container needs to be big enough to miss things with your children that you don't want to miss. Arguments with your significant other that you don't necessarily want to have. But if that container is not big enough to hold all of that, if the purpose and the why behind it is not big enough.
This is so good. Yeah. You'll be ready to throw in the towel first day in. Like, as soon as you get you got your logo done. And then somebody come up and say, "Ooh, that logo don't look good. Ooh, you done got criticized. Oh, I'm out." And you ready to go on Indeed again.
So I had a lady bring a flyer to me, and she was like, I want to get your marketing expertise. She was like, if I showed you this flyer without a business name on it, what would you think my business was?
Okay.
Y'all. I said, a mortuary? Is that like a casket with some flowers around?
This is the second time you done almost. I ain't never almost kicked nobody off my podcast once, but you done almost got kicked off twice in the last 10 minutes because you foolish.
What? What the business was? An event design?
Was
But
she
if you,
designing funerals?
thank you.
Yeah.
And as a person who let me tell y'all, I live a hot life. Hot, very hot. Humble, open, and transparent. Thank you, Michael Todd.
I like that. I like that.
So I'm always honest with people. And I told her, I say, here's why it looks like that.
Mm.
Okay, and then her husband looked at the picture. He say, that's what it reminded me of. So I told her, I was like, first off, when you get in the car, you need to beat his behind. Because how he gonna let you
He's
go?
thinking it and ain't gonna tell you, and that's
Exactly.
He ain't right.
He ain't right.
He didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Exactly. And I didn't want to be the one to hurt her feelings, but anybody who don't y'all come up on me on the street and set me up like that. Cause sometimes my filter be rebooting.
Yeah, I don't have a filter either. Everybody, they like, you are a straight shooter. I'm like, the words sometimes come out before I have
they come out before I can.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if my mouth don't say it, this right here.
Yeah, it'll tell.
Because I'll be thinking, oh, that's great. And my face be like, that's not a good look. So when you get back to that purpose piece, her purpose was, I want to design events. Okay, great. But you cannot do it with these dark lightings, this table that look like it's a coffin. I tell you, I was like, a mortuary?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to leave some stuff to the professionals. I just talked about this on a video that I did. Actually, it came out yet, but it'll come out later this week. But what I was talking about was color theory in branding.
Yes.
So sometimes you're giving off a vibe and you don't even know. People come to your website and they look at it and oh no. And they ain't even read nothing. It's just something about the colors and the way that it's all coming together, and it's offensive. And you're not getting where you want to go because either your logo, your colors, even sometimes the fonts and the way things are set up, it's just offensive to people's eyes and their sensibility, and they're done, they're off, they're gone. And you could have a great idea, you could have a great business, you could have great customer service, but they've missed all of that because what you put out there visually.
And here's the thing,
telling the right story.
They don't even know what it is. They don't know to go and be like, her logo offended me. I did not, the hump looked too much like a boob and I didn't like it.
Right. They don't know. They just know that whenever they see it, it's like,
it's like, they don't know to come back and say that. That's why a logo is not your business. So I will tell people there is a process. Do not call my girl Chanelle and be like, hey, I need BrightGirl Media to design my logo and my website. And you have not sat down with her or myself as a coach, people, to say, this is my business idea. Because if your business idea is to be in the makeup artist field, do not tell us you want nothing gray and black. We can give you gray and black, but is that going to show that you're creative? Because anyone who's hiring a makeup artist, they're looking for someone who can creatively capture a feeling that they're trying to project for a particular moment, whether it's a wedding, a photo shoot, headshots, product, whatever, a date night.
Yeah. And they want to see creativity and vibrancy and all of that good stuff. And
so
even
if you don't
if
know
not,
that,
even if it's not circus colors everywhere, because you don't want to do that either.
Oh no.
But at least be light.
Mm-hmm.
A white or ivory or gold or something.
Some pink, some purple, so but you don't know that. You don't know who your ideal client is. You don't know what your target audience is if you hadn't wrote it down.
That's where it starts. I get so many people that come to me, and as soon as they want to get a website or they want to have something done, and my first question is always, okay, so who's your target audience? Oh, well, everybody? No, everybody is not.
Everybody don't pay. Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Everybody 3 times. Don't pay, and a lot of them would do what they be doing. Lord, I can't think. They pay you, and then they call a credit card.
Yeah,
credit card company to get their
and
money
give
back.
you a charge back.
Charge back. Thank you.
And
Thank
then
you.
you
Yeah.
be real mad because not only did you lose the money, the credit card company then hit you with a fine.
Yep. And they flagging you.
And you do that too many
People
times on
that like
PayPal.
you, that
PayPal will shut your
you.
account down.
Yeah, be careful with PayPal. They're
So
not very friendly sometimes.
and have a budget.
Let's stay there. Look, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna pause. Say a lot. We're gonna let that one breathe before I go to my next question. Say that again just one time, just so that they can hear me.
Please have a budget.
Okay. And the word of the Lord has already been blessed.
Well, let me tell you something. I had someone come to me and say, I think you should change your payment model.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I saw a video on Instagram where their approach was they asked the client, how much do you think you can pay me right now? Or how much do you think this service is worth?
Okay.
And my response was, the moment I can walk into Walmart, fill my buggy up, go to the cash register and say, I feel like all of this is only worth, look at my bank account, $29.99. And I didn't got dinner for 2 months.
Walmart gonna put you clean about their stuff.
The moment I can get to the cash register and be like, let me negotiate this.
So wait, so somebody said, like, seriously, that you should let people choose their own price.
Yes. Or at least ask them what they think the value is. First off, nobody is going to decide my value for me but me and God.
There you go. Entrepreneurs watching this. That's the key right here.
You can't decide my value.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me what my time away from my husband and my children is worth. Because to me, they're priceless. But I will tell you, my youngest 3 can be bought. So if I didn't made enough in an hour that I can take them to Target and let them get what they want, it was worth it. That was the value. They'll forget the fact that I've been busy all week. If we can go and splurge on eating out Saturday night. But I can't do that if I let you dictate what my value is.
And most people don't understand what goes into creating the masterpieces that you come up with. Like, they don't understand that this is mentally draining, creatively draining, like you said, your time.
Emotionally draining sometimes.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, coming up with creative things for other people's businesses. Because when it's you, I mean, it's you, right? So it's like, this is an extension of me. It's almost a no-brainer. But when you are really trying to dig and tap into somebody else's vision and their purpose and their drive and their ideal client and their, outcome and their goals and what they want. And when you have multiple clients, because trust, just because you think you paid a lot, you have not paid all my bills for the month. People think that, like, they think, oh, I paid her $1,000, so I should have all her time. Did $1,000 pay my house note, my car note, my insurance, my groceries, my health insurance, put clothes on my back?
Tuition, daycare, after school care.
So that, they don't equate. Now, when it's their money, they can see it. And it's people paying them, and they want people to pay them. But when it's, going out to you, it's always a nickel and dime. And I don't understand. It's like, I shouldn't have to always tell you what the value of $1 is, especially when I'm getting you results.
I think something I heard, and I can't remember, it was someone you referred me to. The entire time we were doing my proposal review, she never said the cost. She said, the investment in this project, this part of the investment. So I think let's start changing our mindset, people. If you have a business, anything you do for that business is an investment. All the way down to your Staples order.
Yeah.
You invested in some paper and some pens for your office. Because if you don't have them, what you gonna write on? Your internet service is an investment, because if not, you don't have any internet. You have no Wi-Fi.
Yeah. People don't look at it that way. It is, what is this costing me? What is this costing me? And it's like,
it's not costing you anything. It's an investment.
You're not out here spending money on a Lamborghini, or, you're not out here buying a Gucci bag that has no intrinsic value whatsoever. This is not that. But they'll do it. Oh, but they'll go do that. They'll go put some bundles in their hair, buy nails, get them some Christian Louboutins to take some pictures of their red bottoms and put them up on the internet to look like they got money. They'll do all that to put the facade and the image up there.
And you get on a Zoom call with me with your face beat to the gods, your hair down your back, your nails, your big diamond ring, and all of this, and you golf. Oh, really? 35? That's a lot. I'm gonna have to. I bet you do. I bet you have to check your budget.
I gotta think about it.
Your whiteboard session on your head. Take out 2 bundles and you can pay for one of my whiteboard sessions.
2 bundles? Pawn your bundles, ma'am. Good God, that is funny to me. But it's so true. It's so true. I see it day in and day out, because what you're giving and what you're trying to take is it doesn't equate. And I'm sitting here like, really? Like, you're arguing with me over this? And I just saw your pictures. Like, you just pulled up in your new G-Wagon. Okay. All right, ma'am.
You need to pay me so I can help you figure out how you're going to keep all that stuff you done paid for. I'm just saying. So we're not going to keep beating people over the head about a budget. All we're going to say is, please have one.
So we got a question. First of all, you got a whole fan club here. All right. I don't know if you brought the whole family reunion. And
I have a village.
Man, you brought the J Hive. Okay. I can't say the B Hive, but you brought, I'm like, I said, hey, Janae. I'm like,
I love my village. I love my village.
They love you. So welcome to everybody. I want to acknowledge y'all because I'm here for all the comments and I'm loving it. So you do have a question though, and the question is, what kept you going when you kept failing? I think that's
getting up and going to a job that sucked my soul. And praying. Y'all, I cannot tell y'all. First off, if God tell y'all to do something, please be obedient, because you do not want him to raise his voice and tell you.
Listen when it's a whisper.
You just do it when it's a whisper, because when he raises his voice to have to correct you, he will sit you down.
Some pain gonna come behind that one.
And God sat me down for a whole year. I lost a job that I thought I was supposed to be at. And for y'all, I lie to you not, for 17 months, 137 job applications. And I was rejected from every single one. I started applying for jobs that I was overqualified for.
Have done it.
And all God kept telling me is, I've already told you where you're supposed to be. I already told you what you're supposed to be doing. And you're going to either get to doing it or you're going to get to being broke. And you are my child. I know you don't do well being broke.
Wow. You said 137.
137. I know.
Hear that, like
130.
I never counted mine, but I know I was doing like 3 a day.
And I'm not, y'all. I'm talking about, of that 137, I had at least 60 interviews. Can you picture sitting down with somebody and 60 times at a minimum, y'all, they're telling you, oh, we love your resume, we love your this and this. It's just this one little thing. It's this one little thing. It's this one little thing. And God was like, all the little things that they're telling you you're missing, you're not missing them. I'm just not letting them see it because it ain't for them. No, I don't need you to be politically correct, because guess what? It's enough politically correct people already in a room having an unnecessary conversation. I need you to be my loud, brash child who know how to respectfully walk in a room and be like, I disagree with that. And be okay standing in your disagreeing. Yeah. So what kept me going was God. God was like, and me just knowing, okay, this is what I want to do. I wanted to have my own business. It's a legacy thing for me. I have 5 kids. So my goal was to have 5 different revenue streams that reflects each child. And when you get old enough, you step into it or you sell it. However, just know that at the end of it, when I hand the last business to the last child and walk on my yacht and go to the south of France.
Come on, yacht.
In the south of France, girl. I'm going where all the good wine is.
I ain't mad. I am not mad at it. I love it.
Just let me know where you want me to swing through and pick you up at. Hop on, and we going. It's a legacy for me. So I knew I wanted to lead, and I can't lead. What I'm gonna lead in my 401k?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you my cubicle.
You can't even leave. Look, you can't even leave your PTO that you done accrued because you ain't even took your days off.
As soon as you close your eyes, like this, Chanelle, them PTO be right on in there with you.
Good God, that's true. That's so true. That's so true.
My sister made a statement. She said, and I didn't forget where she heard it from, but I know I heard it from her. She said, the richest land in the world is a cemetery.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people think that they have time. That's the thing. I think we all take time for granted. And it took for me to go through a life-changing surgery, and almost not wake up like on this side.
Thank you, Lord. You knew I needed her. Thank you so much.
Oh, wait a minute. Because people always, especially older people, they're like, oh, you young. And I still hear that. And I'm like, I'm not as young as y'all keep trying to make me out to be. Like, stop putting youth on my side, because I am getting older. But we take time for granted, and we feel like, oh, next year, or oh, I'll wait, or oh. And we put ourselves on the back burner, and we put everything and everybody and all, jobs and this and that and all these expectations out front, and we put ourselves behind. And before you know it, you don't even know who you are anymore, because you haven't pursued your purpose. You haven't pursued anything that's on your heart, and you just been doing what other people are telling you to do. And you've wasted your life.
Your whole life.
I
will tell you, my wake up to get to doing what I was supposed to do happened August 28th, 2020, when God said, you know what, Shirley May, come on and come home. And he took my mama. Because I had been saying, oh, my mom's going to be at my grand opening for this, and my mama going to be at my grand opening. Because my mother was 65. My grandmother, my heart hurts for my grandmother all the time, because my grandmother had to bury her child. But in my mind, my mom, of course, would bury my grandmother. And then my mom would be a great grandmother, and she would be here. Right. So I was like, oh, I have time to get everything perfect. And then I'm going to roll it out to investors. And now she's not going to get to see any of those things physically here with me. So I said to myself, before I prolong or drag my feet or my heels with anything else, I have to get going, because like you said, we get very lazy about our own things.
Yeah.
We get lazy about us, and that's so dangerous.
And it's sad when you put it in those words, because when you think about it, it's like you're putting you and everything that's been poured into you, everything that is meant for you. It's things that's meant for you that you won't even go out there and get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you knew that a mansion and $10 million was yours, like it's literally yours, you just had to walk the steps out to get it.
So that's when I ask my clients all the time, where are you in your faith walk? So if you know that this is a purpose, it has been put into you by God, please understand, God is only going to wait for you for so long, because your purpose is tied up to about 50 more of his children's purposes. And he not going to keep punishing the 50 of them because you just, so he going, and God is a patient God. He is. And his time is not like our time. So where it is, we're sitting here right now in 2021 and we're like, God all the way out there in 2050. And he trying to get you. He trying to get you to be like, he looking over here like, okay, they still ain't. It's like the line at the bathroom. It's your turn and you holding the bedroom. He like, can you get on in there, do what I told you to do?
So, and that's how I watch so many people, and then somebody will come out with an idea and they'll come out with a business, and then they be like, they stole my idea. No, they didn't. They didn't steal your idea. God just, hey, he said, okay, you want to do it? I'm going to give it to somebody that's going to go ahead and execute this, because I need this to be executed.
And I will tell you, Chanelle, that is a hurt walk that I'm having to walk, watching a business here in Dallas do something that if you ask 15 people who knew me 3 years ago, they were, because at one point somebody called me and asked me, they say, hey, did you open up? I thought you were going to open in Lancaster. What happened? You over in Bishop Arts.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, what? Skip. And I remember sitting, looking at their Facebook page and looking at their social media and being like, oh, you weren't playing. That's what you, okay.
You wanted to hear? Wow.
Because that's what disobedience does. And again, y'all don't want him to yell at you. Because he will. And it will not be. And I believe I love and I serve a loving and faithful Father. So everything we do, every misstep, please understand, he will still use it to your good. Because he's faithful and great like that. But here's the thing. Parents always say, I told you so. Every parent looks for that moment in their child's life where they can say, I told you so. Y'all, where y'all think we get that from? Our creator. And when he'd be like, I told you so. I told you to go on and do that and you didn't do it. Now look, I'm going to still make this work out for you. But if you had to just did what I told you to do, you would be so further along in this process.
So listen, this is for everybody that's watching. Because if you're watching it for a reason. I truly believe in purpose in everything that I do.
Yes.
And I believe that nothing is a coincidence. If it's something that's on your heart, like this might be your call, like, hey, dust off them notebooks, them journals, whatever you got. See where you need to put.
And see what.
Put some action behind those things that you've written out, the vision that you've written and made plain and been speaking. Right? We do that. We'll do that. We'll write it down. We'll speak it, but we won't actually.
But we won't do nothing with it. It sounds like we're doing a whole lot of mouth work. So so there are a couple of different phrases that I do hate, but this is one of them times, y'all, move in silence. And don't publicize that you're moving in silence. And let me tell you, you're not moving in silence.
That is so valuable, because I have publicized things and then they didn't take root, and like the fruit never came out, and then as soon as that happens, I'm like, I never should have said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's valuable. Sometimes you gotta let the seeds germinate. They underground, they in the dirt. Let them take some root.
Oh, that's good, because cultivate is my word for June. Cultivate is the word for June, y'all. And what are you cultivating in your life? What relationships are you cultivating? What dream are you about to lay out there and cultivate? What are you about to put in the garden?
That's good.
Because if you're not putting good stuff in the garden, if you're not putting it, so here's the thing: do not go into the garden in 3 months looking for something to dig up and you ain't buried nothing out there in the first place. How many times do we do that? We're looking for all these clients.
Yeah, okay. It's not time for your harvest yet. Keep watering, keep planting.
But Chanelle, how many times do we, because I know entrepreneurs who are like, I don't have any clients. Well, what social media have you done? How have you engaged your audience? Like, have you?
Tell you, I'm not a social media person. I haven't done that. If nothing else, have you picked your phone up and made a series of phone calls to try to get some clients? Have you done anything? How do people know you're there? They don't.
Have you at least do you at least have a landing page through MailChimp where people can
no, people are supposed to miraculously know that they are there. They're supposed to just show up. Duh. Duh.
Y'all, in this process of entrepreneurship, there are some things you have to do. And first thing, you gotta tell people.
That's like bottom line. You gotta tell people that you exist, that you're there, that you have a service or something.
If it's nothing but your church members, everybody at your church should at least know. If you are a member of the Rotary Club, everybody in the Rotary Club should know. But if your own circle does not know, and y'all just so y'all, I'm preaching to myself, real talk. If your circle
preach to yourself on my podcast, preach to yourself.
Don't know, then how can you be mad when people don't come to you?
They love to do it. So I'm looking at my time. First of all, this has been the most candid and the funnest conversation that I think I have had on this podcast. I almost kicked you off a couple times. You done cracked me up laughing. This has been so fun, especially considering the crazy weather that's out.
Oh yeah, we have it. Like, I didn't look up. I'm looking around the space because I'm like, I know at any point in time, like the line guard. That's how y'all know I'm a mama. Gonna come falling through.
What's that?
Oh, the line. Okay, so the line guard is the next step from Lion King.
Oh, okay. All right. Say no more. I'll Google it. I'll look it up and I'll know what it is the next time. So here's what I want you to do, because I know you coach. I know you do a couple different things.
Whew.
Tell us, who is your ideal client and how can they reach out to you if they need your help?
Okay, so that answer has two folds, and I'm gonna be really quick with both of them because me and Chanelle both are big about respecting people's time. So the first part is a client that has a business idea or an existing business, and they are looking for a strategic, the word there, people, is strategic, a strategic plan to help them move from whatever phase they are currently in business to the next one. So rather it's I'm at the ideation phase and I want to get to the startup phase. Please understand, ideation and startup are not the same phases. Wherever you are on the spectrum, because there are 7 phases of business, wherever you are, we want to help you strategically move from one to the other. The flip side to that is the coaching piece. We coach through identity and destiny, understanding whose you are so that you know who you are.
Mm.
And once you understand whose you are so that you have a better understanding of who you are, now we're going to help you operate in your God-given sweet spot. So if you are in a corporate job and you're like, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm stuck here, let us help you figure out what is your purpose? What is your driving force? What is it that you want to do so that we can help you get to either finding that career that's going to feed your soul and serve where God is calling you to serve, or start that business that's in you that God wants cultivated and produced. If you want to get in touch with me, info@beardmarketingfirm.com. Shoot me an email. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Beard Marketing Firm, Ms. Beard 1111. Shoot me a message. I will gladly do a coffee cup connection with you. We do still do those Zoom, but the coffee is still on me.
Nice.
Girl, yeah, they get a gift card so you can get your coffee.
Oh,
And we
nice.
no, you may not schedule a coffee cup connection. I'll just take you for coffee. Don't do it.
Oh, I don't drink coffee anyway. So, if you said tea,
they can get tea too. I'll get you a tea then. We can get a tea.
I love tea. I'm not a coffee drinker.
Oh, and that tea thing, woo, I'll be like, that's a hard one for me.
Ooh, I love a good tea. So we got one last question before we go.
Okay.
And because I'm loving the interaction from you. Listen, you got to come back if nothing else to bring the J Hive so they can come back and talk to me in these comments, because they are so live for you. This is everything. I love y'all.
Okay. Let me just say this real quick, and then please ask the question. If you don't have a circle, if you don't have that friend that's gonna come up behind you and fix your crown, or when you start looking like you're gonna hold you, it's a meme where the basketball player missed the shot and he go to hold it, and then the player come in. If you don't have people around you that's gonna do that, find you some new friends. But moreover, that's just the one side. The other side, if you ain't got a friend that will snatch your soul and give you a whole and give you a whole, please get somewhere and sit down, go check yourself.
Yeah.
That friend that'll call you and be like, all right, before you get on this call, let's pray. I got 5 prayers in my text messages. Like, hey, if you all don't have that, please I will help you find some friends. I will show you how to build a circle, because it's so important. So to everybody, because I send out a text message, I say, y'all, I don't do this often. This is why I say, if they don't know what you do, you can't get mad when people don't show up for you. I say, y'all know I don't ever do this, but if you can tune in tonight, I would love the support. So I love each and every last one of y'all. Thank y'all so very much. What's the question?
So the question is, and I think this might be your daughter, Angel.
Mm-hmm. Really, child?
Yes. She says, how do you stay focused and motivated when everything feels like it's just falling apart?
Lean not to your own understanding. I unplug. I go on do not disturb on all my devices, and I get somewhere real quiet. And I read, I cry, and I pray. My motivation is for you, Angel, and Braylon, and Madison, and MJ, and AJ to have the best life. So when it gets hard and mommy does not want to keep going, I look at y'all. And yes, y'all, oh my God, y'all are the hardest children, because y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. But my desire is that you all can honestly say, you know what? We have a good life, and we have good roots, and we have a legacy. So my motivation is, one, knowing that I am doing exactly what God has called me to do. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And because I'm in alignment with my Holy Spirit, He is going to bless our home and our family. So, Pumpkin, get in alignment with God. Let God lead you to where He wants you to be. Focus in on Him. Because when we start looking too much into ourselves and what we want for us, nothing we can do will take root. But when we start doing what God is telling us to do, there is nothing, and Mama do mean this, there is nothing that you will not be able to overcome. Because if God is for you, who can be against you?
Girl, let me tell you how that just sizzled in my spirit. I'm over here like, whew, Lord Jesus.
So yes, that's for everybody else, but I know my baby, and I know her heart.
Because it was hitting me. I'm like, oh, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My God.
And by the way, I'm going to call you when I get off of this, because I told you I wasn't crying on this podcast tonight. Doggone you. Doggone you.
That is too good. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, thank you so much, Janae.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God. You know what? And I've watched enough of these, and I'm going to tell you something that I just know needs to be said. You are amazing.
Oh.
You are opening up a platform for so many women to share their story and share their walk and to share where God has placed them. Please understand that there is a reward in heaven for you for that. Because there are a lot of people right now who don't want to share a platform. They say I'm all about supporting in the Black girl magic and I'm gonna lift my sister up. And it's one thing to say it, it's something totally different to live it out and walk it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you and I thank you for that, because not everybody can walk it like they talk it. Walk it like they talk it. Hey.
That's so true. You know, and thank you for that. Every now and again, gotta send me people to like keep watering that. And I really just do it because, like you said, I know what it feels like to see other people and they have these platforms and they're not opening the door for other people.
Oh God, no.
Unless they're on a certain level or they look a certain way or whatever, all this superficial stuff.
Y'all gonna have to catch me and Chanelle on another one. We're gonna do a part 2 to this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because look, it's already after 7:00 and we still talking, but it's so true. It is so true. And I do it. It's a labor of love. I don't get paid for this. Like, whatever. I could be doing something else, but I really enjoy storytelling, and I really enjoy getting to the bottom of who people are and letting your light shine. It ain't about me, right? It's like, I don't care if nobody else, whatever, they can wave at me or whatever, but I really love to illuminate other people. And that has just been,
it's a part of your, it's the passion behind your purpose.
Yeah, it really, really is. It really, really is. And it's funny because I went to school to be a journalist, and I've always loved telling stories. And like, even my friends growing up, my mom, anybody that knew me growing up would tell you, like, I always just told stories and like would write and all that other stuff. So this is right in my vein. This is fun for me. I love it. I love hearing what other people
your work your passion shouldn't feel like work. All right, we're gonna go because people are gonna be like, oh my God, they don't respect time.
Yes. But listen, we're gonna have you back. I promise you, because this has been so good. And I know that there is a well from where all the rest of this springs. So we gotta dig a little deeper on the next episode.
We will dig deeper. But hey, I love you. Thank you so very much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So y'all listen, Janae might not be here next week, but I will be here next week and I will have a whole nother guest. So I need y'all to come back.
So y'all have to come back and y'all gotta support Chanelle. Y'all
come back. Subscribe to the channel, smack the bell, make sure you get the notifications, and stay in tune because we are always bringing another beautiful woman entrepreneur to the forefront, and I want you to see it. So until next week, y'all stay blessed and y'all stay successful.